Thanks, Peter. Well, recently we learned that playing Tetris could help alleviate PTSD. Now a new study out shows that it could also block cravings for addictions like smoking, drinking, and overeating, lowering the intensity by as much as 56 to 70%. Holy cow. Talk about a game changer. Here to explain how it all works is Dr. Devi from the NYU School of Medicine. She specializes in treatment of pain and has worked with the VA in treating traumatic injury and PTSD. Easy for me to say this morning. Nice to see you, Dr. Devi.
Nice to see you, too.
I'm just so excited about all the Tetris blocks. This was a game from my childhood that I absolutely loved. And this study is fascinating. What does it tell us?
Well, it's a small pilot study, so it's preliminary research, but it's showing that some of these kids, they were in their 20s, they were actually playing the game and they had decreased cravings for cigarettes. So the idea is that maybe they're so engaged in the game that they have to focus on that as opposed to their next craving. So instead of imagining a cigarette, they're imagining their next move.
We have our own Anna Koyman over there, who's very good out on like the athletic field, but I don't know how good she is with video games. Anna, how are you doing over there? You doing good?
Great.
She's focused. So part of what I found fascinating about this, in the game specifically Tetris, we're talking specifically this game, what is special about it that it can hold your attention?
Well, anything that's going to be engaging or hold your attention, it has to be something that's attainable, so something you can do, but it's got to be just slightly out of your reach. So it's not something that you can do just automatically. You've got to kind of plan out your next move and plan out each thing. So with Tetris, you're using a lot of different things. You're using different parts of your brain to see exactly how the blocks will fit, and you're using your imagination as well. So those different things can help it in terms of addiction, but that's also how it works a little bit, too, for PTSD and some of these other conditions, because you have to imagine what you're doing as opposed to imagining kind of like your flashback or whatever else that's traumatizing you.
And interestingly, you say that it's unlike a hobby, like putting together, model airplanes or taking up playing guitar, that this is different. Why?
Well, there are some similarities. So a hobby also has to be engaging if you like it, right? It has to have your interests, and you have to try to get a little bit better at it over time. But the difference here is that because it's a video game, it's sort of modeled to your speed, like how quickly you're learning. There's more of a pacing to it. Whereas a hobby, you can hit a stumbling block when you reach something that's difficult and then just sort of be stuck there. So here, the idea is that you also want to get a reward. The reason that people get so hooked on it is that as they accomplish each step, they get a reward in terms of, okay, I got this to fit, or I got that line to disappear. And that reward is what keeps you hooked on it and keeps you going.
Anna, you're blowing it. What happened?
I thought you were coming back to me.
You just walked away. She got Tetris-fied. We want to thank our friends at Great Neck Games for this. I do. The focus really is. And then when that music starts getting a little bit faster.
Oh, sure.
That's when you get a little tense.
Well, we use it in kids, too, sometimes, for kids who have, let's say, pain, maybe right before a shot or other things. It has a lot of different applications because it can distract them. But, of course, we wouldn't give it to people who are totally fine because it might cause them to get hooked on it when they don't have an addiction or other issue.
See, I've been saying for years that video games are good for us. Glad we now have the science behind it, America. Dr. Debbie, great to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Anna, try better next time.